Hello my darlings, and welcome back to another fashion video here on my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing my top 10 most worn items of last year of 2024, but we are keeping it super realistic. I'm not talking about the trendy pieces, I'm talking about those practical pieces that I wore over anything else throughout the last year. If you are new to the channel, then hello, my name is Josie. I normally share 3 vlog style videos a week here on the channel. January is a little bit different. I'm taking it a little bit more easy, so we're doing 2 videos a week only in January. That means a fashion video on Wednesdays and a vlog on Sundays, or maybe the other way around. My brain is not fully functioning yet this morning, but today I'm going to be sharing with you my top 10 most worn things throughout last year, most of which, if you are not new to the channel, you'll probably be able to guess these without me even doing the video, because these are the things you'll have seen me wearing so much in the vlogs. I live in the countryside in the Cotswolds and share vlogs of our life here, so if that sounds like something that you would like to watch, it's the ultimate cozy content, then please do consider hitting that subscribe button down below. That means a lot to me, and if we get to the end and you've enjoyed the video, then a thumbs up goes a really long way. Everything that I mentioned in today's video will be left linked down below in the description box, right down to what I'm wearing right now, my jewelry, my outfit. Yes, I'm wearing a hoodie because comfort is the priority. So without further ado, let's get started. Now, I feel like when it comes to outerwear, those of you that are subscribed and watch the videos a lot will know instantly that I'm starting off with a lie, because the piece of outerwear that actually I wear the most is my ancient Barbour jacket. The Barbour jacket that, yes, I stole from my mum. It is actually older than I am. The Beaufort style Barbour jacket is my most worn piece of outerwear, full stop. I wear it on dog walks. If I've got an errand to run, then that's what I'll wear. Half the time when I'm running late to Pilates, I just grab it off the back of the door. But it's ripped, it's got holes in it, it's stinky. So I'm going to show you something else, which is my second most worn piece of outerwear. And that is my super cozy robe from Holland Cooper. Living out in the countryside means that practicality will always be my #1 priority when it comes to outfits, and this coat, I call it my dry robe. It's super long. As you can see, it's fluffy on the inside. It's got really deep pockets, which are fantastic for chilly hands, and it just keeps you so toasty warm. It also keeps you very well protected from splashes, from mud, from rain. It's got a huge hood as well, which is also fleece lined, which just keeps you super cozy. And let's be honest, when you're just dashing out, and especially if you're heading for a walk, a dog walk, then your #1 priorities are warmth and comfort. This jacket provides both of those. Is it the most flattering and stylish thing in the world? No, but this is a realistic most worn things of 2024. So alongside my Barbour coat, and especially when it's really cold, my robe from Holland Cooper has got to be my most worn piece of outerwear for the last year. Now, my darlings, I was not joking when I said this is going to be a very honest and realistic video, because I'm going to tell you about my underwear. The most worn underwear for me in 2024, without a shadow of a doubt, not sponsored, not gifted, are my Pepper bras. One of you guys actually told me about this brand when I think I was complaining about having very small boobs, itty bitty titty committee, as I like to call it, and having gaping bra syndrome, when you just get that like shelf where there's a gap between your bra and your boob. Now, if you have not got tiny boobs, then lucky you. No, I don't mind. But you just won't know about these problems. So finding a bra company that creates bras that are comfortable, actually look good under t-shirts and you don't get the shelf, and are flattering, is an absolute miracle. So if you also have very small boobs, let me tell you, Pepper bras. If I can't see one of these in my underwear drawer and they're in the wash, I'll actually, I'm sorry, we're keeping it very real. I will go to my dirty wash, basket, and I'll dig one out. That is how much I love them. I might as well burn my other bras. I might as well throw them all away, because this is literally all I wear. I don't remember what I did before Pepper. I would say the only other bras that I do wear are the really nice fabricy thin ones from Abercrombie. I'll leave a photo if I can find one up on the screen here. If it's something that doesn't require any structure whatsoever, then I'll wear those. But anything that requires a little bit of nice shape, pepper bras. I love the strapless ones, as you can tell. These are my most worn style. They've got the sticky bit on the other side. They do come with straps. You can see they don't have any padding in them. They do come with straps, but I don't ever use them. They don't slip down. There's nothing heavy to push them down, which is great. But I do also have one which has got a little bit of padding and shoulder straps in this brown color that I'm wearing right now. They're just the best. So if you're part of the itty bitty titty committee, then this is going to change your life. You're welcome. Okay, this next one, I couldn't pick out one particular product, so I'm just going to tell you the brand of footwear that, without any closeness and any shadow of a doubt, has been my most worn footwear brand of the last year. It has to be 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅 barefoot. If I ever bump into anyone or see anybody or I'm out anywhere, there is a 99% chance that I will be wearing 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅 barefoot shoes. Sorry to be holding these up when they're clearly so very worn, but this is a very realistic most worn in 2024. I'll just hold this pair up. I literally took these off about 10 minutes ago on my way back from Pilates. This was the first pair of 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅 barefoots that I got and that completely converted me. If you are new to the world of barefoot shoes, then let 2025 be your year of wearing barefoot shoes. There are so many benefits to wearing barefoot shoes. Just off the top of my head, number one, your foot health, which therefore impacts your leg health, your bone health, your entire body and posture is affected by your foot health. So wearing barefoot shoes basically gives your feet the freedom that they were designed to have. So no more clamping your feet into tiny little V points, no more restricting the movement with big heavy soles, because the soles of these are literally the flimsiest things, the softest things in the entire world, which means that all of the bones and the muscles in your feet can do what they're meant to do. We're not meant to be restricted and bound into these heavy bottom shoes. Don't know why that makes me want to jump into singing apple bottom jeans. Heavy bottom shoes, boots with the fur. These enable your feet to move in the way that they're designed to move, which enables the muscles to do what they're meant to do and essentially get stronger instead of getting weaker, which is what happens when we bind our shoes into restrictive styles of footwear, which unfortunately did become very fashionable. I would say once you start wearing barefoot shoes, you really notice people around you, particularly those that are kind of in the know when it comes to health and wellness. You'll notice that they are also wearing barefoot shoes, and it becomes like a little bit of a secret club. Like, it's like, oh, you know what you're doing. You are on the same bandwagon that I'm on. I would not go back. If you are a gym bunny, then wearing barefoot shoes for weightlifting is an absolute game changer. I even wear them when I do Pilates in my home gym. The floor is absolutely freezing, so I don't want to do it barefoot. This is the next best thing. So if you are a weightlifter or a yogi or you love walking, then you'll know that it makes such a difference to your workout or your movement if you can actually use your feet to kind of grip onto the floor and get that stability. It makes a huge, huge difference. But even just for everyday life, if you walk to work, make that walk good for you instead of bad for you by switching to barefoot shoes. Especially important for children when your feet are growing, when your feet are developing, but also for adults. How many of us either have or have parents that complain about bad knees, bad joints, bad hips? A lot of the time that can be from bad footwear decisions, and wearing barefoot shoes can really impact foot, knee, leg, hip, entire body health in the long run. So this was my first pair, and still to this day probably my most worn. I'll take them on holiday with me. They're great for walking on the sand, on stones, on long journeys. I have worn these on days when I've done 40,000 steps in New York City. I would say work up to it, because you're not used to using your feet that much, so it can be quite a shock, and you'll be like, oh my gosh, there are muscles in my feet aching that I didn't even know existed. But something else that I love about wearing these is that it sounds kind of funny, but it connects you to the ground, because you can feel every pebble, you can feel maybe not every grain of sand, but you can feel the texture of the ground underneath you, so I feel more connected to the ground when I wear these. So as well as fitness, I have my kind of everyday ones. So these ones, they've got this kind of knitted look to them. Oh, I've got a little bit of mud on there, very realistic, but they're kind of a little bit more knitted, a little bit more trendy looking, I would say. I will leave all of these and my Vivo Barefoot discount code in the description box down below. Josie20 will get you 20% off your Vivo Barefoots. I also pop these in the washing machine and they come up absolutely beautifully. So yeah, these are the ones that I will wear for my days in London when I do a lot of walking. And then I would say for my more kind of pretty outfits, if I'm wearing a skirt or a dress or I'm going somewhere a little bit smarter, I don't wear these all the time. I would say 80-20 rule applies to so many things in life. I like to wear footwear that's good for my feet as often as possible. So having a slightly more elevated pair, these are a pure leather. I just think they're very dainty, a little bit plimsollish. I think Princess of Monaco or something has got these shoes. They look gorgeous with dresses, very, very dainty and feminine. So you're really not having to sacrifice any style to wear something that's also incredibly good for your feet. So 2024 was really the year of barefoot footwear for me. And I would say if you do wear pointy heels or really chunky sole shoes, maybe you have to for work or you just love how they look, don't worry, because you can just switch in barefoot shoes, even just a little bit every now and then. It's still going to be really, really good for your feet. So give them a try. Right, I'm gonna go and wash my hands because I've been touching some very well-worn shoes. Now this will come as absolutely no surprise. Oops, you saw a little sneak preview there. If you watched any of my outfit videos in my Instagram outfit series or watched any of the vlogs, it is of course my canvas 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅 bag. I can't believe how close I came to sending this bag back when I first got it, and I think it was to do with the shape. It was just a shape unlike any bag in my wardrobe, so I wasn't too sure how well it would integrate into my life, into my lifestyle. But my goodness, once I wore this this was the only bag that I wanted to use all summer. I did actually end up getting it quite badly marked on the back from the 1 or 2 times that I actually wore denim trousers. It really transferred, but I used a vanish spray and managed to get that out. So don't let the fact that it's canvas put you off, because it's just so incredibly versatile. I haven't worn it over the winter period, but that might be because I also very kindly actually was sent, this I purchased, but I was actually sent the 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅 bag that was part of the collection that Kate Hutchins did for them. She was one of their icons this year, and she did a really beautiful dark croc style leather. That became my winter version of this bag. And then even more recently, this huge version of their New York tote is the newest addition to my collection, but it was that first canvas one that really got me hooked on 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅. I think that for the price versus the quality and the elegance and the style, I think they are a top brand. And it depends on obviously how much you have to carry. If I'm doing a London day, I need my laptop with me, I need a camera, maybe even a change of shoes. If I've got my Vivos on and I want something smarter for a work meeting, everything fits in here. But in the summer, when you can get away with carrying a little bit less and you need something a bit more dainty, my canvas one was without doubt the most worn handbag in my entire collection for 2024. Now this next piece, it's not sexy, it's not particularly stylish, but boy oh boy is it the piece that I reach for the most 99% of the days of my life, and it is this pair, of which I have 3 luckily in rotation, of brown leggings, and they are from 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅. I've just realized that if I wear them today then I will be entirely in brown, but that is quite all right with me. They are very, very high-waisted, which I love. I find that the most flattering. Let me know if you're the same, but the area of the body that I'm most self-conscious about is that little under the tummy button area. This covers them ever so slightly, sculpts, and the seams are just in the right places. The fabric is the right amount of stretch meets support meets comfort. They're not shiny, you know, I don't want to have sparkly legs, but they're not completely matte. Everything about them is just absolutely perfect. I never get too hot in them, I never get too cold in them. I did wear them in summer probably shouldn't have done this, but for gardening, I know, save them for nicer occasions. But also, that is the thing, you can really dress them up. Sometimes I've worn them with a really beautiful blouse and a fluffy gilet. Sometimes I've worn them with, I can't believe I'm doing a fashion video wearing something as casual as this, but honestly, days at home, cashmere hoodie is all you need. Yeah, for days working from home, this is my uniform. It's totally realistic, and I'm sure that most people out there can relate. So this has been my legging of choice over the last year. So speaking of pieces that can most definitely be dressed up and dressed down, that wash really well, and that I have in many colours, because all of those things are also true for the Bali leggings, it is this year's Amazon Josie dress. I feel like, or last year's. Every year there is something that I find on Amazon which really just blows me away with how versatile and how wearable it is. And yes, I get carried away and I end up buying it in multiple colours. And this last year, it has been this dress. I'll show you a really fun video on the screen here of me and my mother-in-law both wearing this dress, and just to show you how it's so incredibly versatile. I would have worn this with my 𝑭𝒂𝒕 barefoot trainers. I would have worn with smarter boots as well, and a cardigan in autumn. But on those days when it's maybe quite warm outside and I want to not be too casual at home, maybe I'm doing a little bit of filming, then these would have been the dresses that I grabbed the most often. And also just the kind of security of knowing that they wash incredibly well. They didn't cost a huge amount of money either. The only downside was that I think they took maybe a week to arrive, which is just far longer than we're used to, especially on Amazon. But I love them so much. I think I have this dress in 4 colours. It just feels like a little bit more elevated than the smock neck one, which is the traditional Josie dress, which I have in probably 10 different colours. Still love that one, but this one I would say is even more versatile. Whenever I wore this dress, whether it was shoving it in my gym bag and popping it on after Pilates, or just wearing it to run around the supermarket or something, I would always have questions. Oh, that's a lovely dress, where's that from? And I'd have to send people the link because people would not believe me when I said it was from Amazon. So absolutely adore this dress, and I'm sure it's still available, so I would highly recommend adding this to your wardrobe for spring, summer and autumn, and maybe even winter. You know, you could wear a polo neck under this for your wardrobe next year. Now, I did want to include another handbag, because handbags are something that you do get so much wear out of because you really integrate them in all of your outfits. I know that sounds a bit silly, but you'll go a week or a month and you won't change your handbag, whereas your outfit might have changed 100 times in that time. So aside from my 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅, there were 2 other bags in the spring and summer seasons that I wore non-stop, as well as on any holidays that we were lucky enough to go on last year, and it is these 2. So my little Celine ultra lightweight basket bag, which I checked is still in stock. I would still so highly recommend this. Fantastic bag. It has got this little shoulder strap, which means it can really easily be slung over your shoulder if you want to be hands-free. It's very, very roomy, fits a surprising amount inside, including my ocean bottle, water bottle, so it's literally got everything I need for the day in there, and pops over your arm. And then slightly more expensive, very similar price wise, my Prada basket bag, which I invested in this neutral colour this last year. I have also got it in pink, but as soon as I saw it come back in the neutral colourway, just with the brown logo, I thought, I know I'm going to get a lot of wear out of this. It's something which I think year after year I'm going to be getting a lot of use out of. Same with the Celine one. So yes, these were expensive pieces, but I truly think that if you get pieces which are really true to your personal style and very usable, then you'll get your price per wear. So definitely worth the investment. I am realising that this video is slightly skewed towards winter pieces, and I guess that's because it's the most front of mind at the moment, but hopefully it makes it a little bit more relatable, because my next, without doubt, most worn thing of last year has to have been my thermals. There is a strong chance that at any moment in time, I have got a thermal on under my outfit. They don't only keep you warm, they temperature regulate you, and it also means that your knitwear, your lovely knitwear that you're wearing over the top, can be washed less often because you can just wash your thermal. There are so many benefits to thermals, and I've been a fan of them for many, many years. Are they cool? No. Are they sexy? No. I don't care. They are so comfortable. They keep me warm and toasty, and I just love them. I probably would say, aside from June, July and August, I have one of these on every single day of the year. So I get mine mostly from Marks and Spencer. I have a ribbed variety, which are lovely. I have a patterned variety, which are a little bit dorkier, but no one can see them underneath anyway. And then I have got my fleece lined variety. Ooh la la. Yeah, I just absolutely love them, and I don't know what I would do without thermals. I guess I would just be chilly. Now, I know I boldly said that without doubt my most worn shoes of 2024 were my 𝑭𝒂𝒏𝒅 barefoots. I stand by that, but if I wasn't wearing my 𝑭𝒂𝒏𝒅 barefoots during the summer months, then there was a very strong chance that I was wearing 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅 𝑴𝒆 sandals. I know these are expensive, so much so that I think I would have laughed at people a few years ago that spent this amount of money on sandals until I bought a pair, and now I get it. They're just so comfortable and so versatile. They just go with everything. So this is my most worn pair, and I have actually repurchased these. I mean, the toe section is literally wearing away. That is how well worn these are. This is the original pair of tan oran sandals in flat. Aside from the toe bit wearing away, and I must say I do slip these on when my feet are wet, so probably haven't taken the absolute best care of them, but I've probably had them for 4 years. And it was only in the last year that I started to put them on when my feet were a bit wet on holiday. So they're still going pretty strong, and when I'm actually wearing them, you can't tell that they're a bit battered. You guys can up close. And then for slightly smarter occasions, I also got them with a little block heel. These have got a different name, which I can't remember off the top of my head. And they're just totally classic and timeless. You can get high street versions. I know that Dune have a really nice version that I had for many, many years until I decided to finally invest in these. But I would say if you're on the fence, I know that not everyone is going to want to spend this amount of money on shoes. I totally understand. I think it's ridiculous too how much these cost, because I know that they don't cost anywhere near that to make. If you're interested in the kind of spend psychology of 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅, by the way, Charlie and I listened to a really interesting podcast from a podcast called, it's literally escaped my mind, I'm gonna have to, clearly it made a huge impact on me. Acquired. The podcast is called Acquired, and it's these two guys and they deep dive into 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅. It's a long podcast, I think it's like 3 hours or something, but after you listen to that, it will also make you want to buy into 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅 as a company, and it does make you realize why the pieces are the price that they are. So have a little listen to that if you're interested in the kind of price psychology. But yeah, if you are on the fence as to whether you want to invest in these or not, and it is something that you can afford, I 100% recommend it because you'll just get so much wear out of them. Because we are in peak winter right now, I just absolutely have to mention this. This is my reversible shearling gilet that I must have got, I think, in September or October. This has been a fantastic way to elevate so many outfits, keep me warm on days when I just need that extra layer of practical warmth, but also the fact that you can wear it 2 ways. I 97% of the time wear it this way round. I just feel so much more put together when I wear this. Sometimes if I feel like an outfit needs a little bit of extra cozy factor, if I've got a coat on, I want to wear this underneath. It perfectly finishes off so many outfits. It was another of those pieces that was an investment, but boy oh boy, I have not regretted it for 1 second, and it is so timeless that I know winter 2025, 26, 27, for the next 10, 15 years, I know that I will be getting so much wear out of this fabulous shearling gilet. The battery's flashing, so I don't know if we'll get through this in time, but the absolute last piece, I have to give a shout out to this belt. The thing that is in common with a lot of these pieces is that maybe I did invest a little bit more in them, and because of that I'm trying my hardest to get price per wear, and they're all very, very timeless classic pieces. So this belt was an investment. It is from Celine, But I've got an entire drawer full of belts, but the one that I've wanted to wear every day has been this one. I feel that it really smartens up a pair of trousers. It fits me around the waist and the hips, so both areas, which I guess adds to the versatility, and the fact that it's tan and gold, the same colour as the jewellery that I wear most of the time, and the same colour leather of any of my lovely handbags, just means that it goes with everything, and it's not too flashy, it's not got any brand logos anywhere, so it just seems to work with everything. I've looked for a high street alternative. I can't see one quite as similar, but I have no regrets for investing this amount of money in this belt because, again, I think it's going to last me for years. So there we go, my darlings, my realistic most worn pieces of 2024. Everything will be linked in the description box down below. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching. Can you tell I'm rushing to finish before the battery dies? And I will see you very soon for a vlog and one more fashion video before the end of the month. Thanks for watching. Bye.